Now, we must tell you it's an extremely sad day here at News Channel 8. One of our most cherished co-workers died suddenly yesterday, leaving so many of us here in shock.
Photojournalist and Eagle 8 reporter Paul Lamison, a fan favorite, a nearly 30-year veteran of WFLA, died yesterday after suddenly suffering a heart attack. Jen is here to tell us more about Paul's life and the impact he made on his family and on the Bay Area. And we're just so many hugs and tears today.
I am devastated personally, but I can't help but smile because that's the impact that Paul left on all of us, those of us who have known him. I got to tell you, Paul started here at News Channel 8 on May 26th, 1993, just 2 months after I did. And over the last 3 decades, I have had the distinct privilege of watching a master journalist live his best life.
The Bay Area knows Paul Lamison as the photojournalist with the best seat in the house.
That's like my dream.
Our eye in the sky, monitoring everything from the morning commute to the Gasparilla Parade.
Hey, look, it's the News Channel 8 float.
But to us here at WFLA, Paul is something else, something more. When he started at News Channel 8 in 1993, he was firmly behind the camera, where he excelled as an observer, a witness to history, big and small. There are a handful of us who've been with him from the beginning.
Ever since we've both been here, and it's been 3 decades, he's here with us. And he's always here, and he's, I guess, this might be a cliche, but people say that, you know, you see what you get, and that's Paul. You see what you get. Fun-loving, and, you know, he's got his dad jokes, and he just, you know, and what he shows on the air is what he's like in person.
I got to spend a lot of time with him because he worked a morning shift with me, and we'd go out and shoot stories out on the field all the time, and he was like family, and no matter what the day looked like, Paul was there to lift it up.
In all the years you, the viewer, have seen Paul in front of the camera, we've watched him master the craft of storytelling behind the scenes, shooting, editing, documenting the events that matter most to you. And he did it all behind and in front of the camera with a kind of infectious joy.
So we take off from Davis Islands.
A commitment unmatched. A journalist with so many stories still to tell.
Paul Lamison, 8 on your side.
And that really is truly the hardest part. Paul Lamison was just 57 years old, so much life yet to live. Our hearts are broken for his wife, Nerissa. She and Paul have been married almost 15 years. They're beautiful daughters. His 5 siblings, he and I had that in common as well. We grew up in Lakeland. We both came from giant families. So he was like another brother to me, and it is a tremendous loss to us personally and professionally. This community will be just a little bit dimmer without Paul in it.
I mean, you did such a good job telling his story because he was behind the camera for so long, but had just come out in front of the camera, really, in the last few years. And to me, it was the happiest he'd ever been. I
agree.
He just was himself, and he was the every guy.
And George,
that's what people
one of our
liked.
Co-workers said it best, what you saw was what you got with him.
Yeah,
that's so true.
Viewers are really going to miss him too. I mean, my heart goes out to his family as well, and we're all suffering through this right now, still in a bit of a state of shock.
As the new guy here, he has been so supportive and kind to me, and I hadn't seen him since my first day until yesterday. And I said, I'll see you later. I'll see you next week. We were going to work together, and you just never know.
And we won't get that chance.
Thank you for remembering him so well.
But he was the guy, if you needed anything, call Paul.
Yeah.
Better call Paul.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, he was... He'd stay late, he'd come early, he'd do whatever was needed, and he did it with a great sense of humor.
Loved this community.
He sure did.
That will be
Thanks,
his legacy.
Jen. That was a beautiful piece.
And I know we'll have more coming up later on to remember Paul Lamison.